trial lawyers fill an important role, and that role is to be a voice for those who would not otherwise have a voice. Big corporations, big insurance companies, they have a lot of resources at their disposal, and so they can be the loudest voice just by spending more money and getting their message out there. Our clients don't have that advantage. They depend on us to bring the resources to the table that they would never otherwise have available. My name is Craig Tuttle. I am an attorney at Leeseberg Tuttle. I'm actually the owner of the firm, and we're located in Columbus, Ohio. We handle varying types of personal injury cases, primarily medical malpractice, but we also do complex personal injury like car crashes. We handle legal malpractice cases, wrongful death cases of different types, but always on the plaintiff side. One of the most interesting things to me about being a trial lawyer are the diversity of cases that we encounter. One of the most profound, in my experience, was the case for Bradley Metz. This was a 9-year-old boy who had an ear infection, and it didn't get treated in time, and it progressed into an infection in his brain and left him with something called locked-in syndrome. So what that means is he could not control anything about his body except blinking one eye. But cognitively, mentally, he was all there. So he knew where he was, he knew who everyone was. He desperately wanted to communicate and was rendered permanently in this condition where all he could do was blink an eye to communicate with others. He lived in a rural community, so his family didn't have a lot, and the medical needs were multiple millions per year. So to be able to take a case on for him, obtain justice in the form of both settlements and a verdict for him and his family meant so much because we were able to tangibly see the difference that it made in his life. We were able to see how his home space could be created and set up in a way where he could live at his home with his family as opposed to in a hospital, which is where everyone expected he would spend out the rest of his life. Cases like Bradley's are exactly why I continue to do what I've done. I'm so honored that I've ended up here because of the way that I can impact individual lives on a case-by-case basis and really serve people as opposed to business interests. For example, we filed lawsuits on behalf of 17 different families when their loved ones were prematurely taken away from them by the actions of a physician who was overprescribing fentanyl. This individual had affected dozens of lives in our community, and we were so honored to represent the 17 that we had. And ultimately, he was removed as a physician, never to work as a physician again. And sometimes that's what needs to happen. And it's certainly not the everyday case, but when those big cases come along, it's really important that folks like us are there to step up for these clients. One of the unique things about my role as a trial lawyer, and especially here in Ohio, we get involved in the lawmaking process as well. So I've been privileged to be involved in the drafting of multiple statutes already that try to fix things and make things better for average Ohioans. For example, medical record costs have gotten out of control, but I was able to assist others in our organization with getting a statute passed that would limit the amount that hospitals and other medical providers could charge for medical records. So trying to remove those hurdles to justice is really important in what we do. And so while we can have impact in an individual case for an individual client, we also like to spend a lot of our time and effort and our political capital trying to make a difference at the State House for all Ohioans who, of course, could be potential clients one day. Esquire Bank plays a very important role for my law firm, and first and foremost, it gives us carefree banking, and it's also helped us change the way that we finance the cases that we do. So because of the strategy that a lot of hospitals and insurance companies employ, which is to delay these cases as long as possible, hold on to their money as long as possible, that puts financial strains on us and our clients. So it's really important to have a partner like Esquire Bank where we can utilize lines of credit and other tools that they have to allow us to continue to pursue that case as long as it takes to seek justice for our clients.